So what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago in hockey right now? Is there any special?
We're at a bit of a standstill right now. Outside of the COVID, we were going through a transition with our hockey turf at our National Hockey Center. It needed to change, and last year they started to redo that pitch, and which is one of the hiccups with regards to getting hockey to be more popular. We have one pitch in the country. So when they decided to lift that up and redo it, it kind of stunted our hockey season a bit, but we dove into a lot of indoors. So we have a clear distinction, which is kind of different from a lot of the other Caribbean countries. We have a really strong outdoor season and program, but we also have an even better indoor season and competition. So we ended up playing a lot more indoor this year than we did, well, in 2019, 2020, than we've done overall. So our indoor season usually starts in September, October, and generally runs until January. But because we were in the process of redoing our pitch, we went back into another season of indoor hockey again. So it's almost like 6 to 7 months of indoor hockey season, which is not the norm. And now during the COVID time period, we haven't started up our outdoor season as yet. Kind of waiting to see, and I don't think the pitch is ready yet as well.
So in terms of facilities, how much opportunity is there to play hockey in Trinidad and Tobago?
So we have one AstroTurf at our National Hockey Center. Outside of that, there are a couple indoor halls that you find a lot of teams utilizing for training and stuff like that. I can't even think there's any grass fields anymore. Can't even remember the last time I've seen grass hockey. We had a lot more grass hockey fields, but when the conversion went over to AstroTurf, I think that definitely stunted the growth and development of the sport. I could say particularly for the island of Tobago, they generally, when I was growing up, had a very strong hockey team, club team coming out of there. But over time, it kind of faded because they only played on grass, or they only had grass fields to play on, and therefore it wasn't as competitive when they had to come and utilize the AstroTurf. It was just not financially stable, and there are people trying to maintain the sport on that part of the country and that island specifically, but it's a lot trickier. I feel it's tough in terms of facilities, and that's one of the things that is necessary not only here in Trinidad and Tobago, but across the Caribbean, where a lot of the islands like Barbados and Jamaica only have one pitch to service the entire country. Like here in Trinidad, I think we need a minimum of 4, which is one at our National Hockey Center, which is in the east of the country, but we do need one in the west, more closer to our Port of Spain area. We need one in the south of the country, where we had, again, a lot more vibrant hockey teams, and then we definitely need something in Tobago. So you saw a clear fall off in participation when we went to AstroTurf, because there's just not enough facilities and be able to keep up with the sport itself versus like going on a grass field and playing the sport.
Is that a funding issue? Is that a popularity of the sport issue?
I think it boils down to a funding issue at the foundation of it. At the end of the day, you can take a grass field, any grass field, and play on it, mark it and play on it. But when you talk about laying down a facility that costs millions of dollars to be able to play the sport, when the sport isn't necessarily a popular sport, then it kind of deters from investing per se. It's like, yes, it's going to be good for the community, it's going to be good for the sport to build it up, but do we spend millions of dollars on a sport that has no return other than development? I mean, social development at this stage. And, from the looks of things, it's a no. Versus a grass field, or for grass football field, you could play hockey on it or something like that, versus a $10 million pitch and facility. And it's not just laying down the pitches, they maintenance of a facility like that as well.